Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today we are doing a very chill, probably very long get ready with me where I'm going to use a full face of nothing new and I am going to answer all the questions that you guys have asked me. I put up a post on my Instagram and my YouTube community tab asking you guys what questions you have for me, and we're going to do like a Q&A to celebrate hitting 18k here on my channel. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. All right, friends, you are zoomed in nice and close. You know the deal. 4K, no filters. Everything I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. So I recently hit 18,000 subscribers here on my channel, which I say it every time, blows my mind. I can't believe anyone wants to watch me. And so if you are one of those subscribers or just someone that watches me all the time, honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea how much your support means to me, and I just have so much fun with our community here on my channel. I love that we are all just makeup lovers, and like we all have that same philosophy of like a judgment-free zone, whether you want to have a minimal collection, a massive collection. We all can have different opinions but still be kind to each other, and we just share a love of makeup. I really value you all so much, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought it might be a little bit of fun to do a Q&A because I haven't done one in ages, and obviously there's so many new ones, like new wonderful people here. So I've got a heap of questions, and so many of you guys just said so many wonderful, kind words to me. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna do like all the steps because there's so many questions. I'm just gonna quickly put some of my Victoria Beckham Posh Balm on. And randomly, I'm going to start with this Patrick Tar Brow Wax. This is the tinted one because I think from memory, I have used it once before. It's better to do this before you've done foundation, and I know you need to kind of spray it with some setting spray to activate it. I've just got this little spoolie. I'm going to do a full face of Patrick Tar. So I've said a full face of nothing new. This isn't a new product to the market, so I'm counting it as nothing new, even though I've used it before. It's kind of like new to my channel, but I'm currently testing for a full face of his brand. And don't ask me my thoughts on this yet, I don't know. So I will go through each of the questions. If you left it on my community tab, I'll say your name, but if you message me on Instagram, I will keep you anonymous. Oh gosh, I can't say that word. Just in case you don't want me to mention your name or anything. So if you did want me to mention your name, I'm sorry. I just don't want to like out anybody just in case, These are very, makes my brows very like whoosh. So we'll tame that down later, but we'll leave that there for now. Ooh, feels like very grippy. I'll try and remember to mention all the products that I'm using and everything as well, but just in case I don't, they will be linked down below. Did I say they were affiliate links? If I didn't, they are. You know the deal. If you shop through them, thank you so much. Okay, Mary in the CLE. Hello, lovely. You have been around here for a very long time. You have. Your question is, I'd like to know the evolution of your makeup style. I've seen some of the progression from your early videos to now, but would love to know how you'd articulate your makeup journey. My lord, like what a question off the bat. I'm actually going to use the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Silk Shadow in Iron as my eye primer today. These are really good as eye primers, but I need a brush. I'm just going to take it with the 202 from BK. Okay, makeup evolution, good golly. I should do a video, and actually maybe I will do a video. I've been thinking about it, doing a video on like even just from the last couple of years to what my makeup style is like now, because it's definitely changed. When I first started my channel or even my Instagram page, I had really oily skin. I had like really oily, and it was like very acne prone and sensitive because I'd just come off the pill. And that's gonna lead into another question that I'll touch on in a second. So yeah, my skin was really oily, and so my makeup style was very much matte. Like the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation was my favorite foundation because it was so matte and like full coverage. I loved it. I went through so many of those back in the day, whereas now if I was to put that on my face, whew, it was like, I did a video like like a couple of years ago now actually, where I did a full face of like how I used to do my makeup, and I used the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, and oh my gosh, I was like, get this off, it is too matte now. So yeah, it's changed from like being super matte, and then I went through like also the 2016, I guess 2017 phase of like, you know, the blinding highlights and all that kind of stuff, and you know, doing really bold glam eyeshadow, blah blah blah. I think the biggest change for me is that my skin doesn't take fuller coverage foundation as well as it used to. So now I really like a lighter coverage foundation and use like my powder foundation or something to like add that extra coverage, which is a bit different for me. The other thing is I used to use a lot more powder than what I do now, even though I still use a lot. And I like to let a little bit more of a healthy glow through rather than like just completely stripping the skin and making it fully matte. I thought we would pull out the Lethal Cosmetics, I think, is this Metamorphosis or something, the eyeshadow palette? Doesn't have a name on here, because I really want to use this shade. I just love it. It's called Tempest and it's really pretty. But I'm going to take Requiem here first. I'm going to take it with a Rephr 27. What was I saying? Yeah, so I think like letting my skin be a little less full coverage just because my skin can't take it. Also this year I've noticed my eyeshadow looks are a lot more pared down, and especially like on my day-to-day. I still love whipping out like an eyeshadow look like we'll do today and stuff, but I've been really liking one and dones this year and quads, which is really unlike me. I have been liking a more pared down look this year, a bit more of a natural look. What else? I think that's kind of it. I think my makeup style's just gotten softer, if you will. Although sometimes it hasn't. Like, we're gonna go pretty glam today, I'd say, because I also still love it. But yeah, I think my skin not like liking more lighter coverage foundations and not being as matte is probably the biggest difference, I think. And I'm also really sorry if I pronounce any of your names incorrectly. Marie Tollette 8323, would you please share whether you've worn the Danessa Myricks Lightworks palette more since you filmed your previous videos, and in terms of moving the shades around, do you need a magnetic tool? You're trying to decide. Yes, so I think I've got another look with this on my channel as well, but I have in my like just everyday. I love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, you do need a magnetic tool. I mean, you can maybe, if you had something super thin that you could flick them out, maybe, but it would be a lot easier if you just have like a little magnetic tool. I got mine off Amazon for like $3 or something. And they'll just like pop straight out with it. So yeah, you do need the magnetic tool. And yes, I still use this. I still really like it. I think it's a good buy. I do. If you can afford it, I think, and you're gonna spend the money, I think it's a good buy for sure. One of the questions that I got asked from multiple of you guys on Instagram and on the community tab, so I think it's a good place to kind of cover off on now, is how did I get my start in YouTube? I'll say YouTube / social media, because I actually started on Instagram just posting photos and stuff. I think I started in 2016, 2017, can't quite remember. And back when Instagram was like much better in terms of, I remember the first picture I ever posted, it was not anything special. I think you can actually scroll down on my Instagram page, it's still there. I haven't deleted anything, I'm pretty sure. And I remember within like an hour, I got like 100 likes, which honestly, you're lucky if a post gets like 100 likes now. You're lucky if they even show your post to 100 people on Instagram now, honestly, truly. The algorithm is so bad. This is just a clean BK201, by the way. It's got nothing on it. So yeah, and I remember like, I think I got to like 3,000 followers on Instagram like super quickly, to be honest with you and stuff. Anyway, I got my start on there. But how I got my start as well on YouTube and makeup in general is I came off the pill. Previous to that, I just really was into a lot of traveling and stuff. This is just my Pat Intensify stick. And I would always wear I've always been into makeup, especially makeup brushes, ever since I was a teenager. I've kind of touched on that a bit in a heap of videos, and I have touched on this question before. There's a video on my membership as well, not that you have to join, but if you do, with me and my mum, and we kind of touch on as well, like how when I was growing up with my mum, we would go to what's called Maya here, I guess kind of like a Nordstrom, if you will, or a Bloomingdale's for the Americans, or like Selfridges for my non-Americans. or my UK. This is just a Rephr 2 Max, and now we're going into Tempest right here. And so my love of makeup really came from my mum, but I really was like struggling for a long time, and then I came off the pill and I got acne, and really, well, not full acne, but really bad skin. I was really blessed as a teenager, truly. I rarely ever had a pimple, so I never had to deal with like bad skin before. Not bad skin, but just like breakout prone skin. And so I was like, I need to learn like what liquid foundation and everything, because it had been so long. I'd just been wearing the Bare Minerals powder foundation for the longest time, just because it was easy and fuss free. And so I was like, I need to learn like what liquid foundation and stuff to use. And I found Kristen Dominique and literally just fell truly in love with makeup YouTube. I watched a heap of Kristen Dominique videos, and then I moved on to like Laura Lee. This is like peak Jaclyn Hill, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, all that kind of like thing era. And I just became obsessed with it. And I started getting all this makeup. I remember my first fancy palettes was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance and the Tarte, was it the Tarte Professional palette? Tarte Pro palette is like the big one. And I just fell in love, and I was like, you know what, if I'm going to start getting all of this makeup, I need a reason to use it. So that's how I started my Instagram, and then just YouTube was a natural progression from there. And I didn't have any friends in my life that like are obsessed with makeup like me, and so I wanted to also start my YouTube channel just to like connect with people and meet other makeup lovers, which I have, which is amazing. And also I've always kind of wanted to do something creative. Used to want to be like an actress or a singer, and not that I can sing, trust me, or when I was younger. And so it kind of all just ties in together. And then I did do YouTube for a bit, and then I had to take a year off because of my job. It just got too stressful to do both. I couldn't manage it. And then COVID hit, and we all of a sudden had all this time, and then that's how I picked it up again. And here we are 4 years later. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. We're gonna leave our eyes here. I know that was very simple, but I think that's pretty. If you wanted to follow along, but this is looking too dark, you could just not use this Requiem shade and just use something lighter. You know, world's your oyster. I'm gonna take my Rephr eye balm, as you know, and then old.t, and also a couple of other people on Instagram asked this question as well. How do you manage your schedule between YouTube, your job, and other stuff? I have ADHD too, and time management is a killer. I'm always so incredibly impressed with how much you manage to get on. Oh, thank you. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I do have ADHD. It's just the Hourglass airbrush primer. I was diagnosed, oh gosh, maybe like 2-ish years ago now, I think. Game changer, being diagnosed, my lord. Also, fun fact, did you know that as women get older, our ADHD symptoms get worse as our hormones start changing? So that's been fun. My ADHD definitely seems to get worse like every year. How do I manage? This year has been very difficult for a couple of reasons. One, I have been juggling YouTube and work for 4 years, almost 5 now. And it's a lot. It's like having 2 full-time jobs. And I'll be completely honest, I found about August last year or September last year, I kind of ran out of steam, and I've just never been able to like fully pick it back up in terms of like really, I was putting out like 4 to 5 videos a week plus working my full-time role. And that got very, very, very challenging. And I just ran out of steam and was kind of like sick of not having a life, because to do YouTube to that extent for me, as well as working full-time, I can't do other stuff basically. Like I didn't, and I still really don't do a whole lot. Now, some of that's just me as well, because I am not a partier. I don't like to drink or, you know, do drugs or anything like that. Like for me, YouTube is my fun. And my husband's really similar. Like he has kind of his own side hobbies and stuff like that as well. So like we're pretty in sync in terms of like how we like to spend our time. But obviously we go and do things every now and then. But you know, I'm not really someone like, to be friends with me, you have to understand that I'm pretty much going to not come to most things but I'll be there if you need me, but I'm massively introverted, that kind of a thing. I'm just gonna mix my Tarte Shape Tape and my Chanel Rose color correctors together. So yeah, you can't do YouTube to a full time, like getting out, I think any more than 3 videos a week, like any more than 2 videos a week, it's hard to have a life with that unless you have abundance of energy, which I do not. I also have endometriosis and adenomyosis, and so that really takes its toll. Like I had to have 3 days off work sick this week because my period was that bad. I literally felt like I was giving birth. I've never given birth, but that's what I assume it felt like. Like it was a whole lot, and like I'm used to pain. I've had it my whole life, you know, blah, blah, blah. So along with that though is like chronic fatigue. So if I push myself too hard, I crash, and I crash hard as well. So I'm not gonna lie, it is very, very challenging. This year, like there's been so many months and weeks where like sometimes I haven't even got a video up for a week, which was like unheard of before. I would have literally killed myself to get a video out, but I just can't keep doing it because one, it was starting to build resentment. I was starting to build resentment, not towards like filming or anything or like the channel, but just like having to edit, because the edit kills me. And also the like just not having any time and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know where I'm going with this. What I'm trying to say is it's really, really hard to manage it this year. I've had to consciously take a step back, especially because my job has been crazy busy and I've had no choice. The other thing was like I was sacrificing working out to get my YouTube stuff done, and I can't keep doing that because it's not good for my health, especially my endo and stuff. And so that's why it's been harder this year as well to like get up as many videos and like get back to comments and stuff, because I need to continue working out. Like I have to. I'm gonna take my Chanel Sublimage foundation today. And then the ADHD on top of that is hard because there's days where I just go into like full paralysis and I don't want to do anything. The thing that always brings me back is that I just love it. And I think I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to do this full time. This would being a full-time YouTuber would really make me happy in so many ways. But this year I've had to kind of just put that dream on the back burner a little bit, for the sake of my sanity. And like having YouTube as a full-time job is wonderful, and that goal is wonderful, but then it becomes a job. And so this year with my work and just other family stresses and stuff going on, and my health this year and stuff, I've had to kind of put this wanting to really pump out content and drive hard with my channel in terms, I'm also a Capricorn and an A-type Capricorn. So, you know, it's like I'm a perfectionist as well. It's hard, but I've had to put that on the back burner for this year and really go back to this channel being my outlet of creativity and happiness, because I've got so much other stresses in my life that I just need this to be my happy place right now, you know? And I think that's okay. Like I think that life goes in swings and roundabouts. I also don't have kids. So that makes it a lot easier because I'm not running around after a kid. I don't know how I don't think I could do it working and having a kid. I think that would be pretty impossible. It's not the filming and stuff, it's the editing that takes like, to edit a video, it's a minimum 4 hours, and that's a short video. And I did have an editor and that helped a lot, but it was like with USD, it was like $2,500 a month Australian, and I do not make anywhere near that on YouTube a month, I can assure you. So I was just having to go into my own pocket, and I just couldn't justify it continuing to do that. So maybe like as soon as I could get up to that level, I absolutely would get my editor again, but I couldn't do the editor and like still buy new makeup and stuff for the channel and all that kind of thing, which, you know, whatever. I was happy to do it. Anyway, I don't know if I've answered that well at all, other than to say, and it's not inspiring, it's just because I've just sat here and said it's really, really hard. And it is, but I also love it as well. I also have the benefit that I wake up at naturally between like 3 to 4:30 a.m. just naturally. I go to bed early. But that's my time of day where I just like, I'll wake up and like try and get a video edited before I go to the gym and stuff, and then I'll go to the gym and then I'll work, or I'll film and then, you know, do all the stuff. So yeah, I just fit it in as best I can. This year I have not been anywhere near as successful as what I would like to be, and I'm trying not to be hard on myself about it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a terrible answer. I apologize. I'm gonna use my Urban Decay Quickie Concealers for concealer. I've got 20 and 30 NN. Oh, someone asked if I will be doing an updated Natasha Denona palette ranking. Yes, I've got that on my list to film. Thank you for reminding me, actually. Someone also asked about the new Patrick Ta double eye palettes, like the little single double eyeshadows. Yes, I've ordered 2 shades, I think, off his website. Oh, there's a little hair on there. Off his website. They are on their way to me, so as soon as I get them, there will be a review. But don't expect it to be anytime soon because his shipping takes a really long time and they won't come out on our Sephora anytime soon. Ms. X-Ray Tech, you've been around for ages too. I know all your names. I'm posting another comment because I have been thinking about other questions to ask. Hopefully they're not too personal. I'd like to know a bit about you. Do you have siblings? How long have you been married? Do you and your hubby have pets? What do you do as your job? So you just want to get to know Martina, you said. Cute. What was the first question? Do I have siblings? Yes, I have an older brother whose name is Shane, which is also the name of my husband, but they're spelled differently. How funny is that? Me and my husband Shane have been married, oh gosh, 2 years, almost 3. Yeah. 2 years. We got married in 2022 is when we eloped to Vegas, which I have, if you kind of look on my channel, a Q&A of like how we eloped and like the wedding and all that kind of stuff, if you want to see it. We have 2 little kitty cats that are my world. One is Ralph and he's a little rag doll, and one is Kingston and he's a blue Russian, and they are the most spoilt, demanding little things, and I love them to pieces. So my job, I don't really like to disclose too much. I'm basically an operations manager for corporate, like a corporate travel, like after hours division. And that's kind of all I'll say. And I've been doing it a very long time. It's a pretty high demand, high stress role. I'm responsible for a lot of people. And a lot of, it's like different corporate brands and stuff. So we have a lot of large companies, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm like a leader of it all, if that makes sense. Other things to get to know me. I don't know. My favorite color is pink. My favorite food is chocolate and pizza, and I love makeup and travel. Britt Christensen asked, like, she mentioned that I used to talk about my hair loss and wearing wigs, and I guess if I could, I'm guessing it's an update. You've had thinner, yeah. So yes, if you're new here, I have very, very thin hair. It doesn't look like it right now, but I have very, very thin hair and have suffered from hair loss for quite some time. My hair is the best it has ever been. I was wearing a hair topper and wigs. You can go back on my channel and see those videos for years and years and years and years because my hair was that thin. Truly, it required it. But I went on when I went on my ADHD medication, which then kind of quelled my anxiety. My hair really started, it's never going to be full and thick and luscious, but it really came back. And then I went to Ella and Jade and saw my hairdresser Elise, and she has changed my hair I can't even explain how much she has done for me in my hair, and like chopping it off has made it like thick enough where I can wear it normally, if that kind of makes sense. I feel like my hair is definitely, like, having it this short, I cannot wear the alternative hair, which I still like to every now and then. I'm just gonna take the Victoria Beckham cream contour stick in Travertine, but I'm just lazy about putting it on, if I'm completely honest. But I do miss having long hair. I'm actually thinking I might grow my hair a little bit and put hair extensions, because I did have a couple of little tape ins in for a bit there. So I might do that again. We'll see. But yeah, I just find once I kind of got my stress under control, my hair at least wasn't falling out at a rate where like where it was like I had proper like patches of baldness and stuff. And also keeping my hair dark like this, it looks thicker. So shorter and darker looks thicker for me. But I'm sorry that you're going through hair loss and stuff or thin hair. It's really challenging, and I still stand by wearing wigs and hair pieces and hair toppers. I think they are wonderful products, truly. So Duchess Marie asked, if you could participate in a collaboration, which brand would you work with and which product would you release? I would like to collaborate. Well, I mean, look, there's the crazy brands, right? Like Lisa Eldridge and all that kind of stuff. But also I actually would love to do Glaminatrix and create an eyeshadow palette. That's like my dream eyeshadow palette with my dream formulas and stuff. I think that would be awesome. Kimmy first, my question is, who is your greatest influence when it comes to makeup? Second question, which makeup product can you not live without? Third, if you can only have one eyeshadow palette, which, God, Kimmy, I thought we were friends. My greatest influence when it comes to makeup, it changes. It really does. Definitely like Lisa Eldridge. I just think Lisa Eldridge is the bee's knees. I really, really do. I'm actually going to pop just a touch more concealer on. I just want to right here and here. Yeah, I just think Lisa is out of this world insane. But it does change. Like at the moment I'm going through a big Nikki LaRose phase, watching her videos and stuff. But I don't know if it's weird. I don't really have like, I don't get influenced by other people in terms of makeup really, at least anymore. I get influenced by products and formulas, I think. But it does go through phases. So I would say though probably overall Lisa Eldridge. I know you won't think Pat McGrath, but I actually love Pat McGrath. Well, I loved Pat for her motherships and stuff, but her makeup style is a little bit avant-garde for me, but I can appreciate it for the avant-garde, but it's not my style, that's all. Which product can I not live without? I really don't know if I could answer that question, because you kind of need them all to make them work, right? Maybe just mascara, I guess, because... actually, no, you know what? Incredibly boring, but like lip balm. I can't live without a lip balm. I could live without makeup. I would miss it dearly, but I'm not someone that wears makeup because I feel like I need to wear makeup. I'm someone that wears makeup because I love the process of putting it on and stuff. And if I could only have one eyeshadow palette, what would it be? Very boring, I think, but I'm gonna go very practical with my answer here. It's gonna be the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude, purely because just that color story is like a color story I could wear every single day for every occasion, and I think it's beautiful. And yeah, so purely just because of that, because there's not like a mothership that's like the perfect like color story for me. It's just like the I Need a Nude from Natasha Denona. The quality is exceptional, but the color story is my perfect color story for every day. For my under eye powder, I'm just going to mix the Hourglass Veil with my Pat powder. I bet you didn't think I was going to be able to give you an answer on the eyeshadow palette one, but yeah, I know. There you go. Palamise, I think I've said that correctly, probably not. Asked for a top 3 favorites in each category. I can do that. I can do an updated one of those. That's been a while since I've done that. I'm not going to do it here because that's a whole video and will take me 10 years. Cole of the Ball would love to know who my favorite YouTubers are to watch. Oh, God. Nikki LaRose, Andrea Ali, Lisa Eldridge, Simply Blair, obviously, Aura Jackson here, Miriam A. Oh gosh, there's going to be so many that I'm going to forget. Lanegs. There's going to be so many that I'm going to forget to name, truly. Sophia Sees Beauty, Tanya B. Wells. Gosh, yeah, there's so many. Michelle Wong, all of them. But I also really love watching LawTube, so I watch a lot of Emily D. Baker and like Law of Lumber and The Lawyer You Know and stuff, because I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I also really watch, and this will be controversial, but hear me out. I watch a lot of I also really love watching like Sean Ryan and Julian Dory, and Gagnon, I think it's called, or something like that. Mike Ritland, which are, Mike Ritland and Sean Ryan are ex-Navy SEALs, and they talk about, Sean Ryan not so much anymore, he's gone really political, which is his prerogative, and I understand why, but it's just, I don't agree with his well, he's a pretty, actually, he's pretty temperate with his political views, actually. So he's kind of like, believe what you want to believe, but he has gone quite political. And I understand his political choices in terms of coming from the fact that he's a veteran, but more so in the sense that he used to have a lot of like veterans on to tell their stories, and he hasn't kind of done that in a really long time. So that's probably more so what it is. I am fascinated with learning about people that, especially like special operations, and not just from the US, but like all countries, and learning about their experiences in the global war on terror and that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is, like the CIA, everything. I'm just fascinated, and I also find them really inspiring, whether or not you agree with the wars and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I do or I don't, but what I find is like their grit and their determination and their resilience and like how they get through hardships and stuff like that. I find that really inspiring, and like because I work in leadership, I take a lot of like leadership value from it, and I think that a lot of them are incredibly inspiring people, and I just find it fascinating. And one thing it has taught me is to think really critically. Like I used to think very much like black and white, but now I can see nuances in everything, and I think that that's what we're missing a lot these days, is that it's not just black or white, this world. There are nuances in everything, and just because you have one like political view or one view of something doesn't mean that there isn't other things to consider, or two things can be true at once and stuff like that. It's been really good to learn that. Anyway, I'm taking my face Atelier glass skin powder to set my face. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't make any people upset, but I really, really get a lot of value out of watching those kinds of things. Now we're going to go to the Instagram questions. So someone did ask me about hair boosters. I actually don't know. I cannot give an answer on that, like which one's a good one to use. I'm so sorry, because I never really tried any of them. None of them were ever going to work on me, because mine was always to do with my endometriosis and genetics. What is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette? Oh, I don't have one. I'm sorry. I can't give you that. I just can't. I can give you the one that I would keep due to practical reasons, and I really like it, but I love them all. Someone asked me if I like to read, and if so, what genre or if a book has stayed with you. Yes, I love to read. We're gonna do brows. I love to read. I'm a massive reader. I was this kid that like I would literally be in the car on the way to school, like reading books. When I was a kid, I used to love the series Thoroughbred. I would read every single book. This is just my Sigma brow powder duo, by the way. And I still absolutely love and adore to read. I love the J.R. Ward Black Dagger Brotherhood series. That I have been reading that since day dot. And I am obsessed, and I'm so excited it's coming out with a show. I've just recently read all of the Court of Thorns from Sarah J. Maas. They were brilliant. I also read Crescent City from Sarah J. Maas. The whole series. Those books stuck with me. Like, oh, they are good. They are good. I also just recently read, oh gosh, is it Fourth Wing or something from Rebecca Yarros? Brilliant. Like her two books. She's got a new one coming out soon too. So I'm really into like paranormal, I guess, like your vampires, fairies, that kind of a thing. And a little bit of romance. It's got to have some romance in there because I love a bit of romance. So that's my kind of it's very hard to do your brows when this like brow thing is in there. Let me tell you, the brow wax. That's my kind of favorite reading. I do not read, and I know it's probably bad, but I don't read non-fiction books because I find them boring. My ADHD is like, I've fallen asleep and I can read a book and I can read a book and not put it down for the whole night. So I have to be careful, because if I start reading at night and I get into it, I'll be up all night. Whereas if I read a non-fiction book, I am like out like a light in 2 seconds. So I kind of get all my non-fiction info, if you will, from podcasts. I find them more engaging for my learning style. And my ADHD, gosh, these brows are full on. I'm not sure how I feel about that brow wax. But yeah, I love a bit of romance and a little bit of fantasy. Okay? That's what I love. So I've just started reading the is it Throne of Glass series from Sarah J Maas. I'm literally my first like chapter of that series. So let me know if they're good. I feel like they probably are. Let me know if you've read any of the Crescent City and the Court of Thorns too, or Black Dagger Brotherhood. And if you've read any of those, like, and you have any other suggestions, please let me know. I'm always open. I read super quick, so I will need another book soon after these ones. This is just the Mario brow gel. My brows look crazy, but we're just gonna pretend like they don't. Yeah, I'm obsessed with reading. I love it. Tell me some of your favorite stories, but they gotta have some romance and some spice, otherwise I'm not interested. I'm not gonna lie. Is the kids question off limits? Absolutely not for me. I don't mind. Just taking some of my Tom Ford Traceless foundation just to shape under my brows. Kids, I don't know. I don't know. It's not something I've ever, like, kids are not something I've ever really wanted, but I also don't not want them. So that's my answer. I don't know if I can have them because of my endo. I think we will probably try maybe next year, maybe, but I don't know. My health isn't the super greatest when it comes to that area. So, I think I think we'll probably let the universe decide, and it will be either my body can have them or they can't. And that will be the answer, because both my husband and I have concerns around having a kid, just in terms of our own health issues, but also like the cost in this economy, to be honest with you. I don't know how anyone affords to have kids right now. Hats off to you. And I just think being a parent is really hard. I think it's the hardest job in the world. I also think being a mother is the hardest job in the world, and people start to tend to look at you just as a mother and not as your own individual person anymore and stuff, so that can be challenging. Yeah, I don't know. Kids are hard, but we did just recently get our first nephew, and he's so freaking cute that it kind of makes me want one, so I'm not sure. So I guess long story short on that one, I'm gonna let the universe decide one day. This is just my Christian Louboutin powder. What do I like to do in my free time? I have no free time. But if I have free time, I like to read. I like to read a lot. But I have to be careful, because if I get wrapped up in a book or a book series, my entire life, it's the ADHD, my entire life will stop. Nothing will matter until I have read that book series. And then I get really sad when I'm like finished and I'm not ready to leave that world. Why do I love makeup? Great question. Why do I love makeup? Let's finish the eyes while we're here. I don't know. I just love it. I just love and adore it. This is just a Rephr Mini 13, and I'll just go into a really small amount of Requiem. I just love trying the formulas. I love the process of putting it on. I find it very meditative and just soothing. And I like trying formulas and seeing how they work, and just, yeah. Like, I could just happily put makeup on, wash it off, put it on, wash it off, put it on, wash it off. Unfortunately, my face has different feelings about that, because it gets very sensitive very quickly, but I just love putting it on. I love the steps and the softness and the everything about it, and I love discovering new formulas and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's just something about it. I just love it. I can't tell you why. It's just so peaceful to me, and I love sparkly things as well. This is just the Urban Decay eyeliner in black. And then this is just the Patrick Ta eyeliner in cream. I've just got this little mascara, tester mascara from YSL that I'm just using up. Those brows are out of control. They were very hard to do with that brow gel in it, I'm not gonna lie. Let's just pretend they don't look as terrible as they do. We're gonna go extremely extra, and I'm gonna take my Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, and this is just the Sigma F48. Blair was telling me she went to the Makeup by Mario masterclass at the Sephora, and she was saying that he's like, oh, I designed this to be used over powder, and a lot of people don't know this. And I was like, yeah, because you haven't advertised that. So I have been trying it like this, and it's beautiful. Just FYI. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now, is this very extra because I used the Victoria Beckham one? Yes, and I don't care because I'm also going to use a powder bronzer as well, and you can't stop me. It's my life. Next question, sorry. If you could only use one brand of makeup for the rest of your life, which brand would it be? That answer used to be NARS because I find that overall NARS's product range is excellent, and just there's a product in like every category that I really like, which is hard to come by in a brand. Usually I like bits and pieces. However, after I have discovered Chanel, it would happily be Chanel. I don't know why I slept on Chanel for so long, but Chanel makeup, I freaking love it. I love everything about it. I love the quality of everything from Chanel, so it would happily be Chanel. Happily. And then I'm just going to take the House Labs bronzer in the shade 3 and just set it a little bit more with that because I can. This is just my Sonia G TF1 brush. What's the most notable difference in your makeup preferences? Probably that I don't mind a bit of a glowy skin, dewy skin in a little bit of ways, maybe, is probably. And that I like one and done eyeshadows a lot more. Or, yeah, I don't know, oral. I don't know. Do you miss the golden age of eyeshadow palettes? A little bit. I miss the golden age, of like, I don't like the no makeup look. I really don't. And I know that's a big thing. And I get it, like the aesthetic, the clean girl aesthetic and all that kind of stuff, but I'm sick of it. I'm bored. Yeah. So yes, I do miss it in a lot of ways, even though I've just said I like a one and done, but I do miss just a more bolder makeup look, if you will. 10 Desert Island makeup must-haves. Jesus, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? What did I do to you? Hang on, I gotta think about it. I'm gonna take the Rephr Metal Shot for highlighter. All right, 10 Desert, okay, I'm gonna have to talk it out and cull it. The Rephr Eye Balm, the Dior Foundation Stick, the Westman Atelier Concealer, the Chanel Loose Powder, the Lancome Tinidol Bronzer, I guess probably the Lisa Kitten Lash Mascara or the Rephr Mascara, the Urban Decay Big Bush Brow Gel, maybe the REM Rose on Mars Blush. I can live without a highlighter. I've got mascara, I've got brows. I need a lip product. What lip product would I use? Ooh, that's a great question. Probably just like a lip gloss. The Lisa Eldridge Affair lip gloss. And probably the Natasha Denona ID Nude palette. Yeah, I reckon I could pull together a pretty decent look with all of those products. Let's just leave it there. God, that was a mean question. How are you? Any big life updates? Oh, any big life updates? No, other than I am just trying to get by and make it to the end of the year. Aren't we all? No, I'm sorry. I've got like, yeah, in terms of my husband and I have got very immediate family members with cancer and stuff, but not fun updates. I'm sorry. It's not been the year for that for me. How are my kitties? They are wonderful. This is the Flower Nose highlighter. They are wonderful and spoiled. They are absolutely brats. Absolute brats. But they are wonderful, thank you. What is something you wish you had done differently since you started your YouTube channel? I wish that I wasn't so shy and would promote myself a lot more. Even just posting on my Instagram stories, for example, I get really self-conscious about it. I know I seem comfortable here, but it's because I feel like YouTube is my safe space, which is odd because people can leave me in comments and stuff, but like I feel like the community as a whole that I have on YouTube is really wonderful, and I feel like YouTube is a place now with people's attention spans that they come to really get to know someone, and it's not just that flick by. Whereas with Instagram and TikTok and stuff, I feel like people are just flicking by. But even from the get-go, like I just was really nervous to put myself out there, and I still am. And so I think I would try and have more confidence in myself and be a little less and be like shameless about it a little bit, I guess. I think I would just believe in myself more, maybe. I think that. What is my top favorite blush? Wow, you guys are coming for me today. Speaking of blush, let me pick one out. My favorite cream blush is the Glamonatrix Cheek and Lip Tints. So I'm going to use the shade Gentle. I have every shade. I love these. I think they are incredibly underrated and they're amazing. They're a less pigmented version of the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. And I just find them to be absolutely beautiful and natural and long wearing on the skin. I love them. I'm not sponsored by that brand, by the way. I just really love the brand. I think they have incredible makeup products. And then very, very randomly, my favorite powder blushes are still the REM Beauty powder blushes. These are so good. So I have Rose on Mars and Peach Planet. I'm actually just going to mix both of them together just with my Smashbox cheek brush. I also really like the Fenty Beauty blushes. I think they've got an incredible formula. There's a heap of blushes I think have incredible formulas, but these REM Beauty ones truly are my favorite because they're very blurring. They're nice and buildable, and I love the shades. And this might look crazy for a second, but hang in there with me. I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Not a question, but would love an updated ND of palette ranking. Got it. Favorite holiday makeup release of 2024. Oh shoot, I've got to think about what there is. Maybe the NARS Light Reflecting palette so far. I gotta be honest, I can't even remember what holiday releases I've picked up. I'm going to go out and say the NARS holiday palette, I think. Yeah. Let's say that. That really took me by surprise how pretty that NARS palette is. It's like the pure luxury light reflecting one. But I'll be honest, I haven't bought a lot of holiday makeup releases this year because not a lot has impressed me, unfortunately. Or I already have a lot of this. Lately, I feel like a lot of the holiday makeup sets are products that I already own, but they're in minis or whatever, which is fine. I get that's kind of like the point of them, you know, but they're just not really for me. Just taking that Christian Louboutin powder again, and I'm just going to reset through here and just dull down that blush a little bit because I did go a little bit over heavy-handed. What else is new? Fave makeup release of 2024. Can't even remember what bloody happened this year in makeup anymore. The Rephr Eye Balm. Yep, you're welcome. What are your thoughts on what we might see in 2025? Ooh, I actually reckon we might get eyeshadow palettes back. Like, I reckon that heavier, not heavier, that's the wrong word, but a more bolder makeup look is coming back, is what I think. I think it's been very natural for a very long time. Maybe I'm just saying that because that's what I hope for, but that's what I think. Is it me, or has indie game been out of this world this year? Yeah, indie makeup is where it's at, to be honest, a lot of the time. But I will also say I haven't probably followed it as much as I used to. I've really, really gotten into luxury makeup brands, like really gotten into them, much to my wallet's dismay. Yeah, I really, really like the luxury makeup brands. I don't know. But indie, especially in eyeshadows, woof. What are your thoughts on this year's holiday releases, indie versus mainstream versus luxury brands? I think they're all a bit lackluster this year, if I'm honest. This is the Kosas Lip Planner in the shade 100. I just really haven't seen anything super inspiring personally. I think a lot of it has been there, done that. This is Le Rephr from Lisa Eldridge. Oh, that's pretty actually. I really like that. I'm just going to take the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this shadow, and I'm going to mix it with a very small amount of this shadow with my Smith Cosmetics brush. Just a small amount of the brown, not a lot. Just want to softly, I just feel like it needs a little something in here. Yeah, I don't know. I think like the Charlotte Tilbury holiday palette, for example, was boring to me. So was the NARS, like not the face palette. I really liked that. But, and to be fair, even the NARS one, like I've never bought one of their face palettes before. So that was like interesting to me. But if I had one of their palettes like that, then it wouldn't have been. I did really like Makeup by Mario's actually. I take it back. Makeup by Mario Etherealized Moonlight palette is probably my favorite holiday release. I think that palette is exceptional. I liked the Urban Decay Little Star palette, Moondust one as well, but I don't think you need it. Yeah, I don't know. They've just been a bit boring. I haven't really seen any indie holiday releases, so let me know what you've seen, and if I'm missing any, let me know what your favorite holiday releases are. Maybe I'm missing some. What do you guys think of holiday releases this year? I feel like they're just the same sets released kind of thing. There just doesn't really seem to be anything super interesting personally. I don't know. Do I think the next mothership will be worth the wait? No, and I don't know if we'll get one. I don't know if she's maybe done with the motherships maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I actually don't know if I've purchased anything from Pat McGrath. Oh, I purchased, she released 3 new shades of her cream blushes and I purchased them. And I think that's the only thing I have purchased from Pat McGrath Labs this year, which is unheard of for me. Normally I buy every release. I definitely love and adore all of the products that I currently own from that brand, but I've definitely fallen out of love with the brand because of their releases. There's just nothing that's been of interest to me personally. That's just a personal opinion. Thank you, Lennox, you're a sweetheart. Can you make a video for the best places Aussies can shop for makeup besides the obvious 2? I can, because I have a million places that I shop for makeup, but I will say, let me know in the comments from my Aussies if you want me to film that video. However, there are some places that I shop from that the shipping is like $40 or $50. And so for me, it's worthwhile because I get the release a bit quicker for the channel, but it might not be for the average, like someone that's not on YouTube, if that makes sense. So let me know. What holiday sets are you most excited for? That is the last question. None? Oh, I really want actually, and we can't get it in Australia, but I'm gonna try and find a way to get it, the cream blush set from LYS, because I've wanted to try their cream blushes and that seems like a cool little deal. Let me have a quick look. Let me actually go on Sephora and have a quick look, shall we? We've got time. If you're still here, you're hanging out. Let's see. What holiday releases have we got? Oh, I really like the Summer Fridays Mini Neutrals Lip Butter Balm set. I think that's really cute. I do not need any more lip butter balms. I've got a million, but if I didn't, I would get them. The Say Mini Do Blush set, if they were blush shades that I would wear, I would pick that up because I really like those. I also really like the Mini Sculpts from Mario, but I also, again, I have both of those, so I don't need them, but I do really like those. I think that's a good idea. I like all the little Sephora favorite sets that you guys have in the US. We don't get them over here. They suck over here. I also like the Mini Blush and Luminize Trio from Rare Beauty because I really like those cream blushes and stuff, but I have one of the shades and the luminizer is too deep for me, so I can't get it for my skin tone, but I like that. I also like the Merit Mini Flush Balm Trio. I just have one, so there's no point in me getting another one. Oh, I picked up the Danessa Myricks 4 Flushed, like Yummy Blurring Balm Blush set, and that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. What other sets? Oh, I always love the Say Mini Glowy Super Gel sets. I've still got mine from last year, so I'm not going to get another one, but I think that that's phenomenal. Fenty Beauty's actually, their holiday drop disappointed me. There was nothing interesting from their holiday drop. Normally there's something that I'm eyeing off in theirs. Dior seems to have released the same holiday products as last year, which is annoying. I think Patrick Tar's holiday drop was pretty cool. Like, the Plumpy and Gloss duo, if you wear those shades, like if I wore those shades, I would actually get them because I like looking at them. They look really cool. The packaging sucks me in. I know I won't wear those shades, and I'm really excited to get the Eye Illusion eyeshadow duos. I'm really excited to get them and play with them because they look phenomenal. I love the packaging of the Westman Atelier sets. There's no set that has like at least 2 of the products that I really want in there. Otherwise I would pick them up, but I love the packaging of them. I think they're amazing. What else? Oh, I really want the Ilia Ethereal Baked Face Palette. I really want one of those a lot. I think that looks awesome. I always love the Touch of Skin sets. I usually get them for gifts for other people because I usually don't, I only use really Allies of Skin and Vanish, but I think they look pretty cute. Charlotte Tilbury's holiday releases, again, it's the same thing that she kind of releases every year, but maybe there's slightly different packaging. It's boring. I think the House Labs one is a bit boring. Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of are all a bit boring to me. or just not the right colors. Maybe I'm being a bit critical. I guess that's kind of about it, really. That's my thoughts on holiday releases. All right, if you're still here, I'm gonna zoom out and fix my hair and show you the finished look. All right, friends, finished makeup look. What do you guys think? Also, I always get questions about these earrings when I wear them, and I'm so sorry. I legit got these from Forever 21 like 10 years ago. I know that's not helpful. Yeah, finished look, what do you think? I really like it. I like when I do a bolder eye like this where everything else is just kind of pared down and a bit softer. All right, I hope you had fun chilling out, and I feel like I was all over the place answering those questions. I am sorry, but hopefully you just had fun. I have a few other Q&As on the channel as well if you are new here. I will do a playlist actually, and I'll link it down below for you guys. All right, let me know your thoughts. Have a chat in the comments, you know I love it. And if you're watching to this point, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I cannot thank you enough for your support on my channel, truly from the bottom of my heart. And extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends and all my channel members here. Thank you. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.